I want you to imagine two retirement scenarios. The first being claiming Social Security benefits at age 62 with smaller checks, and the second being claiming Social Security benefits at age 70 with checks that could be 76% larger. Which path leads to more money over your lifetime? And how does this decision impact your financial security as well as your overall well-being? The answer can vary dramatically based on your specific situation, and today I'm going to walk you through the 15-year journey of two couples who made completely different choices. Their experiences reveal three critical pillars that could help you determine which strategy is right for you, but might be missing from the planning conversations that you're having today. Before I jump in, I'd just like to ask that if you find these videos helpful, please take a minute to like and subscribe to our page. Now, let me introduce to you two couples who live next door to each other in a quiet suburb on Long Island for the past 3 decades. The Smith family and the Jones family held similar positions in the same company over the course of their careers. Each family accumulated $500,000 in retirement savings and have exactly the same Social Security benefits at retirement. Yet today, at age 77, these once parallel lives have diverged completely based on a choice they made 15 years ago. When the Smiths reached the age of 62, John had some pretty concerning news come up in his annual physical. This gave him pause when it came to his decision in retirement. John explained to his financial advisor that his father didn't make it past the age of 72, and he wanted to enjoy his life while he still had his time and his health. The Smiths decided to claim their Social Security benefits early, at age 62, where they received a combined monthly income of $2,800, which was dramatically reduced from what they would have received at full retirement age or even age 70. The Jones family, on the other hand, decided to do the exact opposite, and they decided that they wanted to wait until age 70 to maximize their Social Security income. At the time, Robert and Sarah Jones really enjoyed their working lives, and they were able to negotiate down to working part-time for the companies that they were engaged with, allowing them to continue to work, earn income, but not have all the stresses of full-time employment. Their decision to wait and claim benefits at age 70 allowed them to collect a monthly income combined for a total of $4,928, which is approximately 76% higher than their neighbors, the Smiths. In making the decision to claim their Social Security benefits at age 62, the Smiths had an annual combined income of $33,600, which allowed them to preserve their retirement accounts for a longer period of time. The Joneses, on the other hand, continued to work approximately 20 hours weekly, where Robert worked as a consultant and Sarah worked as a piano teacher. During their monthly dinners together, the Smith family communicated with the Jones family that they felt a sense of security by having that Social Security income coming in on a regular basis, and they really stopped worrying about what was going on in the markets. During those dinners, at some points in time, the Jones family did express anxiety about waiting to collect their Social Security benefits, especially when they faced market volatility. In the early years, both couples seemed content. The Smith family was able to enjoy things like bucket list items such as traveling abroad, while the Jones family continued to work part-time and allowed their retirement savings to accumulate. Neither families initially expressed regrets, but eventually mathematical realities did start to form in the shape of consequences. The big question became, would the Smith family end up trading the fact that they had financial freedom earlier on end up proving costly later in life? And, on the flip side, would the Jones family patience in waiting to claim their benefits end up proving to be the right decision for them? While actuarial tables might project one certain outcome, life doesn't always follow a stable path. 15 years later, their financial trajectories couldn't be more different, proving how one decision might seemingly be small, however, it could reverberate through your entire retirement planning future. The dramatic gap between these couples' financial situations by age 77 actually started to form within the first 5 years of them and their claiming strategies. Many retirees tend to focus on that immediate gratification in taking Social Security at age 62, while not having a full understanding of how their retirement account withdrawal rate could dramatically increase over time, especially if the unexpected occurs. The Smiths embraced their newfound freedom with enthusiasm, and after they went on their bucket list trips, they settled down to a retirement community where they were happy. Morning coffee on the patio, afternoon golf for John, and weekly dinner with friends became their norm. Initially, their Social Security income provided a great foundation for them, and their retirement withdrawals were relatively modest. By year 3, unexpected situations started to arise. Their retirement community announced a 15% increase in their monthly fees, and that $450 per month increase in costs was not covered by their Social Security income. Despite the cost of living adjustments of roughly 2% per year to Social Security, their income ended up falling much short of their actual expenses over time. The Smiths found themselves cutting back on simple pleasures, stopping the weekly dinners at restaurants, John cutting back on his golfing, and going out less with friends. To maintain their lifestyle, they ended up having to increase their withdrawal rate from their retirement accounts significantly. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the Joneses found great joy in their part-time work. Robert's consulting work allowed him supplemental income, in addition to the feeling of keeping his mind sharp, while Sarah was able to continue to teach piano lessons, bring in income, and find joy in watching other people succeed. Their retirement savings over the course of this time remained untouched, growing to about $575,000, or a 15% increase over the course of that 5 years. When the market experienced a significant downturn in year 4, the Smith family found themselves feeling great anxiety. They felt that every dollar that they had withdrawn from their retirement accounts wouldn't be part of any eventual rebound. The Joneses, on the other hand, were able to weather the storm better. Their continual income allowed them not only to not have to dip into those retirement accounts, but actually contribute to them during the downturn. Healthcare costs emerged as another factor for the Smiths. Before Medicare eligibility, the rising premiums from their health insurance policies far outpaced the cost of living adjustments of Social Security. John's prescription medications rose by $200 per month, slightly dipping into their already vulnerable retirement savings. They ended up withdrawing $125,000 over that 5-year period, bringing their retirement account balance to $375,000. One evening, Mary shared her concerns with John, stating that she was kind of worried and wondering if they should have waited to claim Social Security benefits. John then reminded her that the decision was made in a big way because of his health concerns. However, when he was in private, he shared the same exact feeling of worry as well. As the Joneses reached their 70th birthday milestone, they finally collected the Social Security income that they'd been waiting for over that time. Their monthly income of $4,928 proved to be a great decision on their part, as their retirement accounts ended up growing to about $600,000. At the same time, the Smiths were entering their 8th year of taking Social Security when John's health issues really started to emerge. Despite their Medicare coverage, John required specialized treatments which cost $30,000 out of pocket per year. This caused them to further dip into their retirement accounts. The stress started to pile up, and ultimately, John went through many sleepless nights, while Mary spent time hiding the medical bills to avoid having the tough conversations about their mounting expenses. Medicare wouldn't cover all of this, and the treatments and expenses really started to pile up and stress Mary and John out both financially and emotionally. Around the 8-year mark, a financial shift started to occur between the two couples, which is sometimes known as the crossover point. Like a scale slowly tipping, the Joneses' larger monthly income really dramatically started to outweigh the Smiths' decision to take the income earlier. By year 10, their financial paths had completely diverged, with the Smiths' retirement accounts falling to a mere $300,000, while the Joneses watched their retirement grow to $650,000. When both couples faced an identical home expense of $12,000, the Smiths had to reach further into their retirement funds, while the Joneses had accumulated a nice cushion due to their higher monthly income, so their retirement plan went untouched. These different positions affected both couples psychologically. Mary Smith had become overwhelmed with fear and started checking the investment accounts on a daily basis, which drove that fear further to spiral downhill. John Smith reflected, "If I had known we were going to go through this much turbulence in life, I may have changed my mind and made the decision to hold off on claiming benefits early." While Sarah Jones reflected on their decision, a remarkable financial situation began to take shape at the 15-year mark. The cumulative numbers over time tell a story that challenges conventional wisdom when it comes to claiming Social Security benefits. Despite the Smiths' 8-year head start in collecting retirement benefits, the Joneses have actually accumulated more money in a short period of time, outweighing the decision to take benefits early. This is an illustration of how compounding of the cost of living adjustments over time can provide to be great in a certain situation. Financial reality really started to set in for the Smiths when they had to make the decisions to start cutting back further, cutting back on things like spending on their grandchildren, cutting back further on golf as far as John was concerned, cutting back further on hosting holidays, and doing things that they truly enjoyed. In this instance, the Joneses' claiming strategy has proven to be valuable against inflation, as their larger monthly income would allow them to combat expenses that smaller income certainly just could not. They were actually pleased to find out that the decisions that they made allowed them to maintain their financial security, even though their daughter faced a career change and they had to help support her as well. When it comes to healthcare expenses, the two stories show completely different paths as well. While the Smiths were cautious in spending and dipping into their savings and sometimes foregoing treatment, the Joneses were able to do whatever they had to do. Both experiences reveal 3 critical questions everyone should ask when making these decisions. Number 1, how realistic is your healthcare assessment? Number 2, what are the other sources of income that will complement your Social Security income in retirement? And number 3, what are you going to do to combat inflation? The Smiths and Joneses story make one thing clear, that claiming Social Security is more than just a mathematical equation. Their contrasting experiences highlight how making one decision can reverberate through your entire financial future. So what's the real takeaway between the difference in the tales of these 2 couples? While the math matters, your particular financial situation outweighs everything. While delaying benefits might yield higher payouts over time, the right choice depends on your particular circumstances and working with the professionals around you to figure those out. A team of trusted professionals can help you integrate your outlook on Social Security, your claiming strategy, your healthcare situation and needs, in addition to all of the other things that go into retirement planning. To gain a better understanding of when it might make sense to take Social Security early as opposed to delaying, check out our next video here.